If you don't mind me asking, how much of your income are you spending on rent?
I'd say probably 60%, yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't be far off.
And do you think you'll ever own your own home?
No.
No.
Prices are soaring, evictions are rife, and for the third of us who pay rent, there seems to be no relief in sight.
We've been increased by a 37% increase in our rents, which is why I'm here today. Instead of going out with friends, you're looking for apartments.
I got hit with a 40% rent increase in November last year. Managed to negotiate it down a bit, but they would only give us a 6-month lease. So I've been evicted so that they can put new tenants in and put the rent up.
Massive rent increases are becoming more and more common.
I feel like renters don't have enough rights. I own investment properties elsewhere, and I don't do that to my tenants, you know.
Chantel Schmidt has been forced to take action. She's on a rolling contract for her flat in Redfern.
In February, we received an increase of $700 a fortnight or $350 a week. And I think that my brain immediately went, is this actually allowed? Is this actually legal? And it is here in New South Wales.
When Chantel tried to negotiate with the property manager, she was told the landlord was stern on not negotiating. She's now waiting for her case to go before the Civil and Administrative Tribunal.
I don't think anyone wants to take it to tribunal. But when you're told that it's not negotiable and it's a $700 increase, it's like, what are you going to do?
A growing number of renters are being forced into the same position, which begs the question, why hasn't the government stepped in?
We are in the middle of the worst rent increase crisis or rental crisis in Australian history, and one of the first things the government can do is coordinate a national freeze on rent increases, followed by ongoing caps on rent increases.
Max Chandler-Mather from the Greens opposes the federal government's housing bill, a proposed $10 billion investment fund to build more houses.
What we've said to the government is we will pass their bill if they agree to invest directly $5 billion a year in public and affordable housing.
Treasurer Jim Chalmers has been less than complimentary about Max and his allies.
A coalition of weirdos in the Senate, the Liberals and Nationals and Greens, have banded together to say that they will oppose building more social and affordable homes in this country. Like, it beggars belief, honestly.
That shows that they're just not taking it seriously. Like, that sounds like something out of a petty online debate, not the treasure of this country.
One of the biggest issues at the moment is no-fault evictions. Housemates Kasia O and Kasia K know that problem only too well.
So we were living in a place where it was just totally infested with mould, like black ceilings and everything like that, unlivable. We were getting sick. We were telling our landlord and real estate agent about this problem for a course of like 4 months, I think it was.
They put our rent up to $680 a week. At that point, I asked them, how is this justified? Because we actually can't live in these conditions. So we decided to lodge an application with NCAT.
The Friends won their tribunal case and were awarded compensation and a rent reduction to $430 a week until the issues were resolved. But it wasn't a happy ending.
2 weeks after the NCAT hearing, our lease got terminated based on the fact that the owner was going to sell the property because she didn't think she'd be able to afford fixing the issues with the building.
A month later, Kasia saw their old flat back online, advertised for $945 a week.
And we were looking for properties all over again.
The housemates went to over 40 inspections to find their current home.
It's very dog-eat-dog, yeah.
What are the weirdest measures you took?
Well, I mean, the property title searches and the stalking of the agents and who we could find that owns this place on Facebook to see if there's any mutual friends. We put together a cover letter on Canva Pro. So it looked really nice, and it was like photographs and these really lame bios. So just to show that we were so serious and so dedicated.
This is wild.
While searching, the Friends say they regularly had to bid hundreds of dollars above the asking price and were sometimes dismissed for having a tribunal case on their record.
The legislation here favours property ownership. That's what it is. No one has security here. People are moving around. Okay, so we found a place for 12 months, great. But what happens after that 12 months?
Have you considered moving back in with parents?
No. Absolutely not.
No. I'd rather deal with the mental health issues of looking for a place than living with family.
They're probably watching.
Yeah, well, they know. I told them.
They've been with us on the journey, so they know.
Sounds like we've got the follow-up story sorted for that one.
Absolutely.
It's just so soul-destroying, isn't it, to see those lines outside of rental properties every single weekend.
Yeah.
I mean, 40 properties before you find somewhere to live. It's outrageous. And what we're looking at, and we need them, bringing extra migrants into Australia to help with the skills shortage. Where are we going to put them? A couple of 100,000 migrants. We've got not enough houses at the moment. And I think the whole idea of just freezing rents doesn't go far enough. We need to start building. There needs to be a huge house building drive happening because we're just so we're short.
We'll get Waleed on the tools, I reckon. That he can get out there.
I mean, would you live in it?
Well, yeah, absolutely. It feels like I'm living in your house now. And it feels unsturdy.
It's not, because it's not falling down.